Good afternoon. Very excited today. We're back at Watchlist. Got my man Isaiah Ward from Brennan High School, 6'6", explosive athlete, and just a great person to talk with. Uh, Isaiah, thanks for joining again.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me. Always great.
You know, you've been on the platform before, but you've stayed grinding, you stayed evolving, you stayed working. Um, what's what's changed most in your game since the last time we talked?
Um, I would say especially being hurt this past summer. I've definitely watched a lot of basketball and talked a lot of basketball with my coaches on the sideline, on the bench, and stuff like that. So I think mentally, seeing different angles for passes and seeing different passes that I didn't even know that would be there. And also the little nuances of the game. So, almost like it helps to be a coach on the floor, and that's what I'm trying to do, be an extension of the coach, so the coach can touch everywhere.
It's interesting you talk about that. Um, I I had a different route in college. I wound up redshirting my sophomore year, and so I had a second sophomore year. And I remember, man, the time on the side and watching and seeing different, that really helped. I made it a positive,
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that that's what you've done. You know, athleticism has always stood out with you. Your explosiveness, your ability, your knack for getting to loose balls. Um, what what have you added with your offensive game this off season?
I've definitely been getting in the gym since I've been hurt. There wasn't really a lot of times that I was going live. So I've really just been living in the gym with my dad, just trying to get my shot right, catching shoes, getting out the dribble, getting to my spots, getting my pickups right on my pull ups. So everything, making sure everything's crisp and detailed.
Okay, okay, like that. Um, Brennan has had a recent run uh, built on toughness. How are you embracing that legacy going into this year?
No, we definitely got to keep the culture going. The seniors this year, we've been together a long time, and we definitely gotten together multiple times to talk about our goals for this season and what we want to do. And yeah, we're super motivated and we're super locked in to get the rest of the guys up to speed on what we're doing and up to speed on the culture.
You know, what's something about your mindset and preparation that people might not really know about you?
Um, I would say that I go into every game knowing a little bit of something about every team. There's always especially with social media and stuff like that being around now. Um, there's a lot of opportunities for me to just watch the team I'm gonna play and watch the teams that we might have a chance to play. So and me and my dad, we always do that. We always writing notes and stuff like that. So that's definitely one thing I'm doing, watching film.
Is that something that you're going to carry forward? Uh,
Definitely,
you know,
definitely.
I think that's an interesting, unique relationship that you have with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's something that I think is very powerful. Uh, you know, I I just as a dad myself, you know, when you mention things like that, uh, it kind of warms my heart a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. It's having the same passion and love as my dad definitely helps a lot. We're always in the hotel room together, either watching film, talking about another game, or even talking about what's going on the TV, with on Sports Center or something like that. Always talking about the game, and that's really how I fell in love with it. So definitely going to carry that on, and even probably making more this season because we have the film room now instead of just being in the hotel room with the bad Wi-Fi and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Hey, that's great, man.
I appreciate it.
That's great. All right, man. You know, we talk about the injury. Um, and how we moved on from that. Um, but for those that don't know, how would you describe what you bring to the court now with this added knowledge?
I'm definitely gonna do all the little things it takes to win. You know, all the gritty stuff, the grimy stuff, and also just being like a connector on the court. Always talking and being a floor general is something I pride myself on. And yeah, just trying to be that leader on the court and let my guys know that we're gonna be okay and we're gonna get through it.
You know, you were in the live period, last two live periods. You got to play in front of coaches. Um, I believe I know Bryan College Station. Uh, you hit the Final Four with PIMA on the circuit. You were in Richmond,
Mm,
so you really got a chance to display what you got. And I think, well, if it may not have been the first game back, may have been the second, but you came out, you had 15 points, I think 6 or 7 rebounds. So uh, that stat line is comparable to what you did last year.
mm.
So are you confident rolling into your senior year? Um, to fit wise,
Yeah.
explosiveness, all those pieces.
No, definitely. I played that tournament in Richmond. I had only been practicing live for like 2 weeks, I would say. So like that's like what 3 or 4 practices. So I mean, that was definitely like it definitely took me some time to get used to the pace of the game and stuff like that, and like how crisp my passing needed to be. But once I kind of settled in, it was fine, And moving into next year, I think like I'm definitely gonna take that and even improve it a lot. I definitely got a lot of motivation going into this year, and I know my team does as well.
You know, just this morning, you mentioned um, passing your passing abilities 2 or 3 times already, and it stuck out. And I look back at what I've seen of your body of work, and I do remember some very crisp passes, some very opportunistic opportunities. But let me ask you something: is that a piece of your game that may be overlooked, or is that something that's because you mentioned Donnie Town, the twins, and others that you've been together so long? Is that something you have all looked at? Because all of y'all seem to have that.
Yeah, no, I definitely think playing together for so long, it definitely helps with that. Knowing where each other's going to be, it helps with me just knowing I can fire it in there, and they're going to be there ready for it because they know I'm a fire it in there. Or even other times playing with newer guys, like I might throw the pass where they should be. It might go out of bounds, but they'll know, hey, my bad, I got it next time, and it won't happen again. So like just playing with like I said, being a floor general and seeing those things and playing, looking up on the court and always trying to find like little spaces where I can get the ball in to get an easy bucket. Like we're all trying to do that, definitely, especially in practice. You see a lot of balls hit the wall sometimes in practice.
Well, that's the place to do it.
Definitely, yeah.
So what was your role? You know, in the last couple live sessions. Um, did was there anything new to it? I mean, I know you playing with Hagen was a first.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but how do you think you took that situation and grew from it?
I loved it. Playing with Hagen, Latrell, Easton, those are the newer guys. It was great. Especially playing with Hagen. He's so smart, like you mentioned. Like he's such a smart person in basketball, and he just knows where to be. He knows where people are gonna be, and he knows how to throw it before that they're open and stuff like that. Playing with Latrell, super. I usually have 3 or 4 fouls, and usually in foul trouble a lot. But playing with a guy like Latrell, you can kind of just shuffle your guy to him, knowing he's gonna go get it off the glass. And Easton, man, he's such a sniper. Like I've never seen somebody with such a quick release. He catches it from anywhere and just going in. You know what I'm saying? It was great to have that floor spacing and stuff like that, and just be able to do what I do, which is be a glue guy, be a connector, get the ball moving, keep the flow of the game, but also go get my rebounds because I had the 3 on me now, or the 2 sometimes. So it was great to be able to get those rebounds and get those easy buckets.
Yeah, I bet you were feasting when you were going against twos and threes.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Um, so on the circuit or not necessarily on the circuit, but who are some people that you battle with? I mean, you mentioned teammates, but what are some guys that stuck out to you, either in Richmond or in Bryan?
Um, I would say like Joe Sterling. He's nice. We played them in the Final Four game or the championship game. And,
Hmm.
Joe was really nice, really efficient. Oh man, they had another dude on their team. He was really killed us though. He was like their wing.
Hmm.
Man, he was like, yeah, he had like three or four threes, and that like they were hitting crazy shots in that game. Not gonna lie, with somebody else. Um, we played Team Scoot or no, what's LaMelo Ball's team? 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-on-1. They had a nice point guard. The point guard was real nice. He was tough.
Okay. So, how did competing in that kind of environment with those type players really happen to sharpen your IQ and sharpen your composure?
Well, I mean, I think playing in practice, we play with super high level guys in practice every day, especially with Brennan. We playing with
Mm.
Kingston, Cam, Don Young, those guys. So it's definitely like it's nothing really new, to be honest. The pace of the game wasn't fast. The physicality wasn't new. It was pretty much the same that we were used to.
Yeah, give a little plug for my guys over at the Noble. Really looking forward to seeing Brennan back.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a hyped up environment as far as athleticism and gameplay. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity.
Mm.
Um, let's talk about summer work and senior goals. All right. You got what, 2 months, 3 months before your senior season starts. Is there a specific part of your game, or you're trying to elevate a different part for this upcoming senior year?
I would just say like everything as a whole. I really pride myself on being that Swiss Army knife, and being able to do whatever coaches need me to do. And so I think just as a whole, my game just needs to grow and evolve and get better. And that's what I'm gonna go with my leadership skills. Having those seniors that we played with last year, having them leave, it kind of leaves a void. But I know that the seniors this year, I know we can fill that void, and we can really bring the level of competition up in the practice, and we can that'll lead to wins.
You know, is it going to be different this year with playing with that target on your back? You know, um, how as a group, talking about your senior leading group last year, but it's really you know a bigger fit this year. How are y'all preparing to handle that target on your back?
I would say it's actually the opposite. I think playing going to TABC and like just I didn't play, I was still hurt. So hearing like what the people were saying when they saw us go out there and warm up, like, oh, that's it, that's all they got. Like, yeah, I think that was just so much added motivation for us. Everybody heard that on the team, and so I think it's actually the opposite. We got a target on everybody that we play, and we're coming out there to prove that like even though we lost some people, we're still coming for it all.
So going out there hunting, man.
Yeah.
I always like to go hunt, and that's a big thing. Uh, let's talk about what do you have personal goals like stat wise or grades or anything. Um, is there personal goals that you have for yourself this year?
Um, I guess, but I think most of my personal goals probably tied into like team goals. I guess I think they would like kind of merge. Obviously when I had great grades, all A's. Um,
Yeah.
like I want to be the best rebounder in the state. I want to do everything I can to help our team. And there's not really like statistical things that I would say that I'm like looking for, or like
Yeah.
specific things. I'm like, all right, I got to get like this amount of this to like make me feel like I had a good game. But I mean, just winning. Like I think if we win, like I'll be happy.
It's such a refreshing talking with you because we talk again about things that glue guy that you talked about earlier, and those are stat areas. You talked about getting your teams open, hitting your open guys. That's assist creating scoring opportunities.
Yeah,
Mention you want to be the best rebounder in the state. Um, and what does that do? Well, it either gives your team extra possessions or you're killing the other team's possession.
yeah,
And then you talked about winning. You talked about leadership. Those are all big things that that are intangibles that you don't show up in stat lines so much, and it goes back to whatever it takes to win. And that's one thing I've always liked about you. Where does this insane knack for getting to the ball, whether it be rebounds on the floor, you're always in the mix. Where does that come from?
probably my dad. I would say, he's always like, whether it be free throws, whether it be like a big time possession, like I look over to him and just like go get it, go get it or go touch it, just go put a hand on it, keep it alive. So, I mean, like no one person is gonna like be able to like box me out or like especially from the outside on the perimeter. So I'm gonna go get in there. I'm at least try to go touch it, tip it up, maybe tip it to my teammates, go grab it with two hands. Got to get in there.
All right, man. So I want to know what your favorite drill is in practice and workouts. You know, I was I was that guy. Physicality was a thing, and I don't know, man, if they still do this. Where you roll the ball down the middle of the court, and you gotta slide on the baseline and sprint to the ball. Man, I don't know why. I'm not a guard. I just love that drill.
Yeah, nah, cause you gotta go hit the other guy first before you go get the ball. Cause you ain't getting the ball if you try to go get the ball first, you ain't gonna get it. But I mean, I would say we have a couple of drills like that are just who's gonna be more physical. Like we have a drill called 2 minute rebounds. It's like four people on the perimeter, four people inside the paint, go in a circle. Coach just shoots a shot, and you gotta like the four on the perimeter are just running at you, and it's like clashing. You gotta go box them out. So I mean, we do stuff like that all the time, and that's like that gets crazy because it's just you just gotta collide. You gotta go hit somebody. But I think my favorite drill would probably be like a 4-on-4 or it's called like thunder drill. So it's like a with like a 4-on-4 with a ball screen. It's like a half court kind of drill. That's super fun. You gotta get 3 stops to get on offense. Yeah.
Hey, so side note, who's a better shooter, Coach Cowgill or Cam Cowgill?
I don't know. Coach Cody, he he got the super jump too. He be jumping as high as he can.
Uh,
But I don't know. Probably Cam. It's got to be Cam. Cam's in the gym like
yeah.
every time I'm in the gym. He's always either there or he's leaving or he's just getting there. Like he's always there. So
All right, man. So we joked and we talked about that Shark movie, and it stuck with me. But now that Shark Week is over,
yeah, I was watching that too.
all right. So you're gonna swim with a shark for an NIL deal?
Nah, nah, no, 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 no. Never that. No. I've seen too many videos of them sharks. They be getting up in there in the cage. Nope. Nope.
Man,
Ain't that worth it.
it was off the chain. Uh, so if you had to compare yourself to a shark, you know, do you have a particular shark that you think you would be?
Man, man. I'll say like a bull shark. Bull shark, they can go into any type of water, you know what I'm saying? They can go into the fresh water, the salt water, and do whatever he needs to do. That's me right there.
There you go.
That's me.
Oh, hey, look at us working some science in the.
Yeah, right there. I love sharks too. I love Shark Week. I watch because I remember when we were little, it used to come on the weekend of the Vegas tournament every time, every year. It was the weekend of that the Bigfoot hoops type thing every year. So every year in Vegas, I would watch it. But now we don't go to Vegas no more. So I be making sure I get it on in the hotel.
Yeah. All right, man. So, off the court, what's your go-to hobby, or how do you chill?
Fishing. I be in them ponds, in them rivers up.
Man, I love fishing.
Yeah, me too.
Love it. All right. Now, you name some cool cities. You name Vegas. I know you've been in Richmond. I know you've been Middle America with Puma. Um, do you have a favorite city that you played in so far?
Um, you got to be here, right? It was probably here. And whenever we played in where was that? We played East Central and Steel. At that was tough. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
that was that one was good for me in my mind because it showed that the passion is here.
No, definitely. It was packed. And we definitely felt like we felt the love, 100%. Not during the game, but like
Yeah,
after the game, like it was like we had never had like that many people out there like waiting for us to like congratulate us and stuff like that.
yeah. So, uh, yeah. All right. So, I mean, it kind of leads into this question, which is going to be a no-brainer now, but the best gym atmosphere or crowd
Actually, it's not. It was not. It was when we were that I played in, or that I've just like seen,
you've
or
been
like when we went to New Jersey, I think, and we watched. It was a game before ours. It was like the New Jersey team was playing Braden Burries and Roosevelt. Remember them? Oh, that was crazy. That was like insane. I forgot who won. It was like down to the wire. Like Braden Burries like got ejected. I think they lost. I think Roosevelt lost because Braden Burries he got ejected like at the very end because like some dude like came off the court and was like talking crazy. And yeah, it was because we were in the mall and like it was
there.
like packed. Like it was like even on the top it was packed. Like on the bottom it was like packed with people from New Jersey and New York. So I mean, it was wild.
That had to be just a vibe all of its own, man.
Nah, it was right. Like the mall was rocking. Like actually, it was rocking.
All right, so we're talking about what's next, and what kind of school program do you feel like will be the best fit for Isaiah Ward?
Just like a family oriented culture. Like a coaching staff that I can trust. For sure. That's definitely like a big thing. Trust and loyalty. Two very big things that I pride myself on. A place where I can develop to go to the next level, and a place where I can ultimately win. That's like those are the biggest things that I need. Like the non-negotiables.
And I feel like I know who, how this next one is going to answer out, but who's helping guide the recruitment process behind the scene for you?
I would say like obviously like my dad, Coach Dev, Coach Cody, my people at Future, and then Mr. Littlefield. Me and him, and my dad, we talk, and he's somebody that I really trust.
Yeah, he's done a lot for the city.
Yes, sir, for sure. He's definitely like an OG that you can rely on.
Very, very true. Um, you know, what's your message to college coaches that are still watching you develop?
Um, I don't even know if I have a message, but I mean, I would just say that like I'm motivated, I'm grinding, I'm working, and I'm just trying to get ready for the season so we can win. Like that's really all I'm worried about right now. I'm just trying to, like stay in the gym, stay in the weight room, do everything I can to be ready for the season, be prepared and stuff like that.
So, last one, and we'll wrap up. But what's something that you want to thank basketball for? Maybe it's something that taught you, maybe just a discipline, maybe anything.
I would say like the places I've been, like the people I've met at those places. Like I definitely would not have gone to all the cities and states and stuff like that I've been to if it wasn't for basketball. So I think, and the people that I've met at those places have been like some of the like the most like, I've had like some of the craziest like conversations I've ever had at those places. So I definitely would thank basketball for that.
Yeah, I think that's one of those layers that people miss sometimes. You know,
Mhm.
but hey, we're gonna close it up, and Isaiah, thank you for being here. We'll probably we'll obviously get together again later on. Get some of your thoughts. Um, Everyone, thanks for joining in. You're listening to the Watch List, and remember, you're listening to our very own the One Eyed channel, the One Eyed Network. You know, I didn't know, Isaiah. We went ahead and launched our own network.
Man, that's crazy.
So yeah, we
That's dope.
actually grinded behind the scenes.
Congratulations, yes sir. That's dope.
Thanks, man. Thanks. All right. Till next time.